Yo! What's up, YouTube? We back with another review. Today we're gonna be reviewing Gachaikuta episode 21. Let's get it. So we start off with a prelude to the previous episode. The anime gives us the series of events that happened before Engine suddenly arrived. And the first scene shows Bundes. He's antagonizing Engine and saying, "So you really think you can bring everybody together in this huge trash beast?" He laughs and says, "Cap." Engine responds and says, "I told you I'm gonna do it already." He then goes ahead and explains and said, "All you have to do is put a lot of effort to it." And after they back and forth, Engine drops down. He then sparks up his vital instrument. And as it transforms into a drill, he would eventually cave the wall of the trash beast and pinpoint Rudo's exact location. The anime then goes back to Bundes. He's shocked. He asks Bro, he says, "Wait, do you cleaners have something special where y'all can find the exact location of your teammates?" And as Bro and Dear Santa try to escape themselves, Bro says no, but his guesses are usually right. Bundes responds and says, "What? So he guessed?" And as we move along, the anime shows the exact moment where Engine pierced the wall of the trash beast. Rudo just watches him in shock. And as we move forth a little bit, Engine and Zordo start to have a conversation. Zordo says he's surprised that he actually got through the trash beast and knew where they was at. Zordo says, "It's no problem. You're only by yourself." And as soon as he says that, the rest of the cleaners arrive. Zordo is shook. He's like, "What?" And as we move along a little bit, Rudo separates himself from Zordo. And he then starts to bark at him. He says, "Hey, I'm done with your experimental stuff." He says, "My teammates are right here, and now all we have to do is take out the heart of this trash beast." Zordo then responds. He said, "You're right. But the real conclusions happens when the trash beast reaches the border. We'll see what happens then." As soon as he says that, the trash beast starts to go towards the spear. The shaking of the rumbling of it knocks the rest of the cleaners off balance, and they're wondering what's going on. The anime goes back to Zordo. He says, "It's finally happening. We either gonna die or we're gonna make it to the spear. Let's see." As he says that, Rudo takes off. He says, "Shut up. You talk a lot, but we know how to stop the trash beast." Rudo tells Zordo, he says, "This is no different from the trash beast from training." He says we can defeat it by destroying the vital instrument at its core. And with that being said, Rudo goes into action. He takes out his vital instrument, transforms it to a gun. He unloads on it and starts shooting rounds at it. But it wouldn't work, because suddenly Bundes the Raider arrives, and he uses his vital instrument to block all the bullets. And as he emerges from the ground, he says, "I'm actually a rookie. I'm new to this." Everyone's shocked. They like, huh? He then further explains. He says, "I was taking things too light. It's time to get serious." He then ups his vital instrument, and the battle between him and the cleaners would start. The cleaners start their plan of attack, but all of their attacks are countered. And it's all due to his prosthetic arms. Bundes then explains to him. He said, "These are my prosthetic arms, and each hand on the arm I've gained in different parts of my life." After the lore, he antagonizes the cleaners. He says, "The question is, can y'all defeat my hands before we get to the border?" After this, we go to a quick cutscene. It's the manhole user. She pulls up on Nord, the raider woman with the electric hair. She sees that she's been defeated by Rio. She says, "Yo, you gonna give up? You gonna quit?" Nord says, "Nah, I ain't gonna let it end like this," and it looked like she's gonna get her get back. As we move along, we go back to Rudo, and the anime highlights the core of the trash beast. Rudo saying to himself, "I gotta get to the core and destroy it." But as he's trying, Bundes is using his prosthetic arms and blocking him from even getting close. But it's not only Rudo. He's blocking the rest of the cleaners too. And as we go into this action-packed scene, Bundes will show the true capabilities of his vital instrument. Because as the cleaners try to fight back and escape, Bundes would strategically use his vital instrument to counter everything they try. And unfortunately, the cleaners can't shake him. The anime then pans to one of the cleaners, Bro, who fought Bundes recently. He says, "Bro, this guy isn't a noob, he's a seasoned veteran." And before the small cutscene is over, Bro alludes to Guta, one of the cleaners who's passed out, and says she's the key that could help them win. And as we move along, we go back to the Raiders boss, Zordo. He's thinking to himself, he's saying, Bundes has a great vital instrument. It's seasoned and it fits him perfectly. He then further explains, he says, he uses multiple vital instruments. And if you mistake him for just using one, you'll never win. And right as he's saying this, the manhole user appears. She lets him know that she's recovered Jabba. Zordon then says, okay, it's time for us to leave. As we continue, the cleaners continue to try to fight off Bundus' attacks. But he uses his vital instruments so good, they continue to struggle. They can't get by. The anime then pans to Rudo. It looks like he's made some progress on getting past Bundus. He's actually in close range to striking the core, but his luck will run out because Bundus will catch him again. As we move along a little bit, we get towards the final scene of the anime. Rudo's laying on the ground struggling. Bundus says to him, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to test out my vital instrument. The camera then does a close-up of Rudo, and in his head he's panicking. He's thinking, none of the cleaners can get past this guy. We can't beat him. He's also thinking about how far this trash beast has gotten close to the border. And as he's going deeper and deeper into this depression, he finally snaps out of it. He says, wait, I still have my 3R gloves. I'm not going to give up. We can get out of this situation. Rudo suddenly pulls out his vital instrument. Power starts to explode from him. And what happens next is crazy. Rudo would then focus all his power into his vital instrument. This would cause it to change shape and become a super weapon. And after the cleaners and Bundus sees this weapon, they're all shocked. They're like, what? As we continue, we get to the most epic scene of the anime. Bundus sees that Rudo's getting out of control. He rushes him, but it won't work. Rudo ups his vital instrument. He would then shoot one of his overpowered nail bullets at him. The bullet would connect, but with the power of Bundus' vital instrument, he stops it. And after antagonizing Rudo, Rudo goes full demon mode. He has a trick up his sleeve. He has a second nail. And when Rudo combines the two nails, they actually overpower Bundus and destroys his vital instrument. And he ends up defeating Bundus. But the other cleaners see that he didn't destroy the core. And after seeing this, the other cleaners look to finish the job. But they're stopped by Zordon. Moving on, Rudo has a one-on-one talk with Bundus after he destroyed his vital instrument. Surprisingly, Rudo feels empathy for him. They share a wholesome moment connected by vital instruments. As we continue, we get to the last scene of the anime. Zordon grabs the rest of the raiders. He informs them that they're almost at the border. And not only that their job is complete. He tells the cleaners that they were just guinea pigs. He used them. Rudo, of course, claps back and says, man, you ain't leaving us. You the one who brought us here. Zordon replies and says, why you yelling at me? You should have been destroyed the core of the trash beast. He then trolls him. He says, but it's too late. And surprisingly, as the anime ends, the cleaners would find out what Zordon was talking about because the raider woman with the electric hair arrives on demon time and she looked like she's ready to kill.